This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 31st day of January in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. As the government gears up to conduct a review of the Local Content Act, it has set aside $50 million for the Local Content Secretariat, and part of that money will be used to facilitate consultation. Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat made a disclosure today as the Committee of Supply of the National Assembly considered the national budget. This is the first time that a secretariat, which was established last year, will be receiving a direct subvention from the government. The local content legislation creates special provisions for local companies and citizens to participate in 40 areas in the oil and gas sector. Though the Local Content Secretariat has been working to develop the necessary institutional, administrative, and monitoring framework to facilitate the implementation of the Act, it is perceived to still be deficient. Last November, Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George, while ordering the Local Content Secretariat to issue the Rams Logistics Company with a local content certificate, she said that the legislation lacked the requisite regulations and guidelines necessary to guide the Secretariat in the issuance of local content certificates. The Attorney General Anand Lalan, responding to that criticism, said the regulations were drafted and are on the review. Over 500 companies have so far registered under the current regulation. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Office Max, we're all about customer satisfaction. Whether it's clothing and shoes for the ladies, gents, and kids, or for the latest electronics or hardware appliance, we're always thinking of satisfying you, our dear customers. Now you can shop online at www.giftlandofficemax.com or visit us at the Giftland Mall, where we're happy to serve each and every one of you.
Did you know that you can check your NIS contributions online? Simply visit our website at www.nis.org.gy. Click on the Create New Account button and enter the required information. An automatic email notification will be sent to acknowledge your application. Once your information is authenticated, you will receive an email within 48 hours with instructions on how to access the site. Once logged in, you can click on the My Contributions tab on the left side of the screen to view your contributions. For further information, you can call our Records Department on 225-2798 or visit your nearest NIS office.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
Well, the ExxonMobil Corporation has announced that its earnings for the year ending 2022 increased by a staggering $32.7 billion, taking its full year earnings last year to $55.7 billion compared to $23 billion the year before. The company said its fourth quarter earnings for 2022 was $12.8 billion, while the capital and exploration expenditures were $7.5 billion in the fourth quarter, bringing full year 2022 investments to $22.7 billion. The company's chairman and CEO Darren Woods said while the results clearly benefited from a favorable market, the counter-cyclical investments that they made before and during the pandemic provided the energy and products people needed as economies began recovering and supplies became tight. He said the company leaned in when others leaned out, and its plan for 2023 calls for further progress on its strategic objectives. The chairman also said the hard work and commitment of its staff has enabled the company to deliver industry-leading operating and financial results and shareholder returns in 2022. The ExxonMobil company said that there were also factors impacting its positive results, such as the price and margin improvements. The company also noted its oil equivalent production grew by almost 170,000 barrels per day from continued investment in advantage growth projects in its Permian and Guyana basins. The National Drainage and Irrigation Authority is in line to receive $16 billion, while an additional $1 billion has been set aside under the Flood Risk Management Project, under which some 400,000 residents are expected to benefit as the government seeks to mitigate flooding in the country. As the Committee of Supply considered the budget today for the Agriculture Ministry, the Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa disclosed that of the $16 billion budgeted for the NDIA, $10 billion will be used to maintain a number of irrigation systems, including pump stations and sluices across the country.
We have here fuel and lubricants. We have here maintenance of DNI projects across the country. You know for a fact that we have purchased a number of pumps, and we are now building a number of sluices to complement or put pumps to those sluices to complement those pumps.
According to the Agriculture Minister, 12 pumps that were purchased under the last government are now inoperable and have to be replaced.
We are also trying to get the replacement of those pumps that were purchased by the AP and UAFC government, the 12 pumps, so that we can replace those pumps. Those pumps are inoperable as we are speaking. So all those issues we are trying to deal with, and the $10 billion in this aggregate to go into works to ensure that we have proper DNI system in the country.
But when asked about the additional $6 billion budgeted for NDIA under the ministry's capital program, Minister Mustafa said that too will cater for the completion of some 12 pump stations among other projects.
Again, we see that under this NARI, National Drainage and Irrigation Authority will be getting $6 billion. Could you disaggregate, because you were telling us the $10 billion went to pumps and this and that, and we see pumps and this and that again here.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Speaker, in my budget presentation, I mentioned that last year we started the construction of 12 pumps. $4.3 billion is allocated to this project because these projects are rollover project, 18 months project. So you have $4.3 billion allocated for the rollover sum of this project.
He disclosed too that 8 additional pumps will be built, including on the east bank of the Marara, a first for the country. Additionally, the government has budgeted $1 billion to facilitate the Flood Risk Management Project. That project, which received $1.2 billion last year, is designed to improve drainage and irrigation systems across the country. Meanwhile, Minister Mustafa told the Committee of Supply that of the $2 billion budgeted for the Guyana Shore Corporation on the Agricultural Development and Support Services, the Albion Estate will receive the lion's share to the tune of $1 billion. The government is hoping to provide some 30,000 hinterland households with 150 kilowatt solar panels, Prime Minister Mark Phillips told the Parliamentary Committee of Supply on Monday. The $1.75 billion project is expected to benefit some 200 communities. In September 2021, the government of Guyana and the government of India, through the Exim Bank, signed a $7.2 million line of credit to power 30,000 households in the hinterland area. The project was not done and prompted opposition Member of Parliament Dawn Hastings Williams to question the status of the project and how many households were powered last year. While the Prime Minister did not provide the answers, he assured that the project will get underway during the first quarter of this year. Prime Minister Phillips said the project will be significant for the people who will benefit, since it will be the first time some of them will be benefiting from electricity supply. The government will also be increasing its spending on existing hinterland power stations to provide electricity for longer hours, it was announced.
Mini Mart is now open to serve your everyday wants and needs. Our experienced pharmacists will help you feel your best, ensuring you bring home everything you need. We guarantee you will come back for everything you want. Our team is friendly. Our shelves are stocked and ready. Hassle-free shopping for your busy life. Ansem Mini Mart, everyday shopping made easy. From our home to yours. Ansem Mini Mart is now open to serve you. Call 220-0505 or check out our Ansem Guyana Facebook page for more details.
Let's tell you now that the government has set aside $500 million for the President's Men on a Mission initiative in this year's national budget. While the program is intended to serve the poor and vulnerable and address issues affecting men, the opposition has expressed grave concern over the management of the resources for the program and the criteria that will be used to select the beneficiaries. The $500 million forms part of the billions of dollars that have been budgeted for the office of the President. Faced with a barrage of questions from opposition Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal regarding the use and management of the money, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Gail Teixeira told the Committee of Supply that the money will go a far way in helping the needy.
The $500 million here is to deal with a number of initiatives under the Men on Mission, particularly community works, like you've seen, the building of homes for very, very indigent persons, as well as working on community projects, that is sports fields and so on, or sporting activities that will help, and vocational training, social counseling, etc., that would help people.
Issues such as mental health, domestic violence, and sexual violence, among others, will also come into focus this year under the program, the minister said. In search of more answers, the opposition MP inquired what criteria will be used to select the individuals and communities that will benefit from the program.
You may have seen the conditions under which a number of the very elderly lived in horrible, horrible conditions, and that those persons were addressing people who were living in very bad conditions and too poor to be able to help themselves. And so there's no criteria, as you said, in relation to, as you asked, in relation to sporting facilities, etc. But if one goes into a community and there are a number of social problems where interventions could help to address these concerns, the Men on Mission would do that.
But MP Mahipal, while making it clear from the inception that he is in full support of assisting the less fortunate and rebuilding the image of the country's men, said he's concerned about the lack of proper management of taxpayers' money and the lack of a proper system of selecting beneficiaries.
But my concern, sir, is that we're asking the people of Guyana to put into a program 500 million Guyana dollars, and there seems to be no financial management in keeping with the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act for this money. So I ask the Honorable Minister again, who sits on the Public Accounts Committee with myself, who spends time to scrutinize the expenditure of government in keeping with the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act, the Procurement Act, the Stores Regulations, and all the other laws that governs the finances of this country. What is the established structure that is in place for the disbursement of this fund and what is being used to assess who will get the help.
In response, the Minister of Governance told the National Assembly that the funds will be utilized in accordance with the financial laws governing the country. She further indicated that the program is being managed by a body of reputable leaders. Let's tell you now that Roman Catholic Bishop Francis Allen has joined Pope Francis in calling for the decriminalization of homosexuality, saying that while it is a human condition, it is not a crime. Across the world, 67 countries, including Guyana, have laws criminalizing consensual same-sex intimacy, with 11 instituting the death penalty for violation of such laws. In an interview with News Source, Bishop Francis, who has long lobbied for Guyana to appeal its anti-sodomy laws, said individuals have been using the laws as a justification to violate the rights of citizens who are part of the LGBT community.
Definitely. I mean, and that comes out of what I have seen here in Guyana, whereby it's on the books and has been used against the community, that particular community, as a sort of a justification. You know, the law says, therefore, I can, treat you with disregard or disrespect or even disdain. And we have seen here in Guyana expressions of violent behavior against that community.
Going a step further, the bishop said he has heard horrifying stories of members of the protective and legal services, including members of the Guyana Police Force, abusing their powers under the laws to target and marginalize members of the LGBT community.
But, the violence that we have seen against that community, why they've been hiding under the precepts of the law. The law condemns you, therefore I can condemn you. And so for that reason, I would hope that as they look at the legislation, they would take off that label of criminalization as a crime. It is a human condition, there's an act there, and I think we need to look at it otherwise. I mean, I've heard the unfortunate accounts of the protective services, even the legal services, acting against and using what is there in the law to come down on members of that community.
While making it clear that he is not against laws barring against rape and acts of sexual violence, Bishop Allen said the legislature should not label consensual same-sex intimacy as a crime. Like the Pope, he contended that homosexuality, he believes, is a human condition. Last October, a study on the perceptions and attitudes of Guyanese towards LGBT persons in Guyana revealed that nearly a majority believe that the government should prioritize legally protecting the rights of LGBT people. According to that study, which was conducted by the RMK Consulting Enterprise at the behest of the Society Against Sexual Orientation Discrimination, 49.6% of the 1,070 respondents indicated that the government should legally protect the rights of members of the LGBT community.
Ansem Mini Mart is now open to serve your everyday wants and needs. Our experienced pharmacists will help you feel your best, ensuring you bring home everything you need. We guarantee you will come back for everything you want. Our team is friendly. Our shelves are stocked and ready. Hassle-free shopping for your busy life. Ansem Mini Mart, everyday shopping made easy. From our home to yours. Ansem Mini Mart is now open to serve you. Call 220-0505 or check out our Ansem Macau Guyana Facebook page for more details.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, Colombia's ceasefire with 4 armed groups has led to significant reductions in violence during its first month. That's according to the country's Interior Minister, Alfonso Prada. Colombian President Gustavo Petro has promised to seek either peace deals or surrender agreements with armed groups to end nearly 6 decades of conflict, in which at least 450,000 people were killed and millions displaced. In late December, the Colombian president decreed ceasefires with Clan del Golfo gang, the Sierra Nevada paramilitaries, and 2 dissident groups founded by ex-members of the FARC rebels, who rejected the 2016 peace deal. Petro initially declared a ceasefire with the National Liberation Army rebels, who are holding peace talks with the government, but backpedaled when the group said it had not agreed to the measure. Though the number of military members killed in January was the same as deaths in January of last year, the number of soldiers injured fell from 40 to 9, the officials said. Haitians in the U.S. are facing enormous pressure to help family and friends under a U.S. migration program announced this month that may help some people escape Haiti's escalating violence, but is also putting strain on the nation's diaspora. A South Florida resident from Haiti said he was inundated with calls almost immediately after the Biden administration said it was opening a new legal pathway for migrants from 4 countries, including Haiti, who had U.S. sponsors. Haitians living in the U.S., many of whom are struggling to make ends meet, say they are being sought out by everyone, from immediate family members to distant acquaintances or neighbors they haven't spoken with in years, and community advocates and immigration lawyers. Desperation to leave has grown in Haiti amid a political crisis and a spike in violence that most recently has included a wave of killings of policemen. And finally tonight, international news. An Iranian couple in their 20s have been given jail sentences totaling 10 years after posting a video of themselves dancing in the street. They were reportedly convicted for promoting corruption, prostitution, and propaganda. The video showed them dancing by Tehran's Azadi Freedom Tower. Authorities are handing heavy sentences to people seen to be involved in protests after the death of a woman who was detained by the morality police. The couple did not link their dance to the ongoing protests in Iran. A source has confirmed to the BBC that the couple's arrest came after they posted a video to their Instagram accounts, which have a combined following of nearly 2 million people. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.